Hi, my name is Brittney King Brock. I am the founder of King Creative Group as well as Moms in Music, and my object is a book. All You Need to Know About the Music Business by Donald Passman.
Can you describe your object?
Sure. So my object is a book. I am a very avid reader, and this book is called All You Need to Know About the Music Business by Donald Passman, who is an esteemed music attorney. This is the 10th edition, but this book is actually the first book that I read many, many years ago when I was a college student, wanting to learn more about how to break into the music business. This book covers all areas from talent management, music publishing, licensing, touring, and it really is known as like the industry Bible. So it's something that I definitely recommend for anyone that is interested in learning about the music business.
What do you do?
So that's a loaded question. I technically have two jobs. I am the founder of King Creative Group, which is a talent management and operations consulting company. So with that, I work with several clients and I work as their management representation. And what that means is I help them to oversee all aspects of the business and kind of serve as their liaison when it comes to interfacing with record labels, branding agents, touring agents, lawyers, accountants. I really am like the right-hand person for the people that I work with and represent. On the operations side, I work with several small to medium-sized companies. My background is in operations and helping them to create strategy on their long-term, short-term goals for their business, how they scale, figuring out ways to have investments and grow the business. And then the third area of focus for King Creative Group is publishing. So we have a full department that provides A&R admin services where we serve as the independent administrator to several independent labels and publishers. Outside of my work with King Creative Group, I am the founder of Moms in Music, which is a newly formed organization that launched last year. That is a community of women that work in all genres of the music business. We're a global organization, and we're really building our own table of empowering and supporting women that are moms in the music business, but also the next generation of women that want to be moms, and really kind of being a resource for each other, both personally and professionally. So those are the two areas of focus that I, put my energy into professionally. And then outside of that, I'm also a mom, I'm also a wife. So I wear many, many, many hats.
Why the music industry?
I've always been musically inclined. From a little girl, like I sang in the choir, I play several instruments, the piano, the xylophone, the clarinet. Music has always been a through line of my life, but I never wanted to like be an artist. I've always been the person, I've always been the business person and the person who wanted to like make the decisions. As a little, young girl, I didn't necessarily understand that there was a whole business behind it. But as I started to learn more and really get into my teenage years, I started to buy CDs. Every Friday, my father would take me to the record store, which those don't exist anymore. But every Friday, he would pick me up from school and he would take me to buy a new CD. And that's how I built my CD collection. And I started to read the credits, and I would read the credits and see produced by, written by, executive produced by. And as a teenager, I was curious of like, what does this mean? And unbeknownst to me, I didn't realize that was kind of like the seed of me going on my journey to learn more about the music business. And then when I went to college, I was very intentional about going to a school in a city that had a music presence. And so I'm originally from Alabama. There was no type of music scene in Alabama. And so my options were Atlanta, New York, or LA. I wasn't ready to go too far from home, so New York and LA were out of the question. So I came to Atlanta and I went to Clark Atlanta University, and I knew that I wanted to immediately figure out what my entry point would be into the music business. And I got my first internship within the first month of being a freshman in college. And it really has been onward and upward since then.
What does a typical workday look like for you?
There really isn't a typical work day. And I think that's something that I really enjoy about the industry and the business because it's very hard to get bored, especially when you're working with creative talent that every single day is a different list of creative ideas and things that they want to do and things that are the focus. Like for me right now, one of my artist clients is getting ready to do a full set of like new music releases. So we're in full rollout mode where we, right now we have lists every single day of calls with the touring agent, the PR team, the DSPs, that's Spotify, Apple Music, about whatever the strategy is going to be. So that's going to be my focus probably for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Then we get into holiday mode. Ideally for me, things start to slow down around the holidays, around late November, early December. But every single day is different. I travel when it comes to certain clients that may be touring, when there are certain meetings that need to happen in LA or New York. Every single day is there is no, it's definitely not a 9 to 5. It is you got to get it done, and however you get it done is how you get it done type of industry.
How does your object aid in the day-to-day task of your industry?
So this book is just like an amazing resource. Like I mentioned, it says all you need to know about the music business, and it is exactly that. And so for me, I have referenced it several times when trying to explain certain things to a client, whether it be, what certain publishing terms may mean, or me even going back to reference the way that streaming has impacted. Like this version is the updated edition that kind of introduces streaming and the way that streams are calculated. And so I reference it regularly when I need a refresher course on certain things, or I need help in explaining something to a client, or even some of my mentees. Like I reference every single one of my interns that work with us at King Creative Group. This is the very first thing that we recommend that they buy. And that way we can use it as like a syllabus, if you will, to be able to explain the ins and outs of the business, because this book literally covers everything.
What is a cliche about the music industry that you wish people better understood?
I think that when people think of the music business or just entertainment in general, it just sounds like it's just like this never ending party. Like it's Hollywood, it's red carpet, it's like fun. And I think there's a huge misconception around that, because it is very like hard work, and it is 90% relationships. And so I think, a lot of the people, especially on the business side, the executive side, like I am, like we spend countless hours doing the work. Like it's not parties, every day of the week. Like that is an aspect of it, but it definitely, at least for me, is not the lead of my career. And it's not the main kind of thing. I think a lot of people think that it's just around celebrities all day and you're eating filet mignon, and it's not that. It's very tireless, hard work, especially when you are advocating and working with those that are creatives. And like we all know that creatives are sensitive about their stuff. And so I think that is a common misconception of like the business. People see the fun and they see the byproduct, but the byproduct is only because of the work and because of the effort, and the countless and tireless hours that it took to get to whatever that result and that outcome is. And then also, the amount of people that it takes to actually have a successful campaign or rollout. Like no man is an army. And so even when you see artists that are on the independent side, that are saying, I did it all by myself or anything like that, I think there are a lot of misconceptions around that, because no man goes alone. And so, I think that that's something that I think, the industry can do a better job of explaining what all of the true inner workings of the business are, and the layers, because a lot of people have misconceptions around what it really takes to be successful, especially in today's climate of the music business.
Do you have any advice for young women of color interested in doing what you do?
It's possible. Do your research. Know the business. Be a student of the business and not the Instagram highlights. I think that's what separates the good from the great. And even when you think that people aren't paying attention, I tell my interns all the time, like when I was an intern, I never only saw myself as an intern. I never gave bare minimum effort because I was an intern, because you never know who's watching you, and people are always watching. So make sure that you just operate from a place of excellence in how you show up, how you approach people. Like if there's someone that you want to work with or that you're a fan of, being able to know what it is about them that, there's similarity, or doing your research on individuals and not just coming from a place of what you can get, but also understanding the value that you can bring to a situation. And I think that is, truly a leg up that a lot of the new generation kind of have in terms of like how fast things are changing in the industry. You have a leg up in terms of what is your value, because a person that's been in the business 20 or 30 years, it's very easy to be burned out if you're not constantly keeping up with the trends, right? And so if you're a younger emerging person that's wanting to be in the business, what is the value that you're able to bring in terms of understanding where your current culture and your age bracket is and what it is that you guys want, and how do you then leverage that for whatever opportunities that you're looking for? So and that really, has been my strategy in terms of all of my opportunities. Like I really come from a place of thinking in strategy. Why am I trying to build a relationship with this person? What is the value add? What is it that I know where I can be an asset to whatever it is that they're doing or trying to build? So anyone if you're a young woman that's wanting to be in the music business, do your homework and understand the why, and try to get as much experience as you can. Like, I'm a firm believer of writing down like the 2 to 5 areas that you're interested in, and like using your youth as your advantage. When you have time on your side, when you're in your early 20s and you're in college, instead of spending that time partying, like really understand and get focused, so that you can then be able to accomplish whatever the goal is that you say you want to execute.
Final question. How can our audience get in touch with you and learn more about your businesses?
I am on social media, as most of us are. My Instagram is Brittney King Brock. If you're looking for more information on Moms in Music, that Instagram is We Are Moms in Music. Our website is momsinmusic.org, kingcreativegroup.com. And those are the main areas to find me. You can also find me on LinkedIn. Those are the main areas. Learn more about me and read my featured story on theboldmaven.com.